All right, this is your favorite shit talker, aka Daisha, one and half of the Wind Down podcast. I am at One Vibe, and I just want to remind you guys to go out and vote.
What's up, vibers? It's the One Vibe interview series. It's Markia Janae here. I'm here alone today. I'm missing my co-host, okay? But we have Daisha here.
Hey.
Hi, Daisha. Daisha's here from the Wind Down podcast, and I'm super excited to have you.
I'm so happy to be here. First of all, I haven't seen you in like years.
I know, right?
Years.
I'm glad to see you again.
I know.
Glad. Okay. So let's just get right into it. So why'd you choose your costume? Which, by the way, I love the pink.
If anybody has seen Grease, you know the pink ladies. So honestly, I went and bought the shit today, and I was like, well, I can execute that. So it's the pink ladies, but in black.
Okay.
So yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
It doesn't really like show it good. Like this is cute, but it doesn't show it good in the front. Like it's really like
we're gonna
on
show
the
it off
back.
later.
Okay.
We're gonna show it off for sure. We're gonna do a little stunt for the camera.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm good at that.
We're gonna show it off to you guys. Okay, so you mentioned earlier, we were talking behind the scenes, and you went to the 21 Savage party. So did you wear something different, or was that the same costume?
No, it was a 70s players ball, and I just wore like some like bell bottom jeans. They were real 70s like, and like a gold top. And then I had like this wig on, and I put on like a sequin beret. It was real cute. I wasn't trying to do too much because I was just like, I still want to stay like on theme. And honestly, it was so last minute. I couldn't really get like really into the costume. Like celebrities can. Like they can just tell somebody like,
I know, right?
I need this, make this, and da da da. And shout out to them though, because they came through. But I just like the fact that a lot of people, they were very like on brand with their costumes, and they, especially the men, like they had on platform boots, they had the chest out, the shirts. I was just like, I love seeing, because you know how black people are. Like you do a theme and they be like, I'm just gonna show up wearing whatever.
Right, especially if it was last minute, like you said.
Exactly. And I'm like, I'm sitting around like, where the fuck y'all get all this shit from? So it was very nice, like getting in and everything. It was cool, like seeing all the celebrities and da 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 whoop whoop. So yeah, it was fun.
Well, that's good. Okay, so happy Halloween vibers, by the way, because it is Halloween.
Yes, yes,
Do you have any traditions that you typically? I know it's pandemic time
I
right now.
haven't even started watching like my Halloween movies. I know.
What are some favorites that you have though?
Does A Nightmare Before Christmas count as a Halloween movie, or is it a Christmas movie?
I mean, it has Nightmare in the title. I would count.
I mean, I watch it on both seasons, so I do that. But I think my top Halloween movie will probably be like Jeepers Creepers 2.
Jeepers Creepers.
No?
When I was a child, I couldn't do it. I haven't seen it since.
My dad loves scary movies. Like, he has a whole collection of scary movies. And I just be like, he used to make us watch it as a child, and then we would watch it, and he would send us to bed. I used to be like, bro,
what?
Let me go up in here and watch Courage the Cowardly Dog for a little minute, because I'm not going to sleep no time soon.
No, for real. Okay. So we'll move on to just the career aspects and things, because you are here from the Wind Down podcast, and we're missing our other half,
Tori. Yes,
I know she's not feeling well today, guys. So help.
She lost her damn voice. Yes. That's what happened. She lost her damn voice. I hope you see this, bitch.
Okay, so I hope you feel better regardless, though. So, but how did you guys, get started with the podcast? And
it was something like we had played with for a while, because initially we were going to do YouTube, but then we were like, okay, it's going to take a minute for us to really jump into that. And then like we had some friends that had a podcast, so we guested on their podcast, and after seeing like our energy doing that, we were like, this is something we could do ourselves. So she came up with the name and everything, and basically me and her both came up with the concept, how the podcast was going to flow, and it just went from there. And it's, oh my God, it's been like 2 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And growing and glowing.
Growing like fuck.
Love it. So is the coming up with the content and things like that, how do you guys go about that?
It gets tricky. We try to like stay, in the know. Like sometimes we have like topics with Tori, and she goes over like, Twitter topics or just stuff like you would see on the Shade Room, some big stuff like that, because people like to hear that, but we don't want that to be pop culture to be the main focus of our podcast. So we'll dabble into that for a little minute, and you know, we try to really stick to stuff that like women our age or just anybody our age will want to see, will want to listen to. So we're mainly for like 20 somethings and up, honestly, truly. We just try to keep it very real, very relatable, and just making sure that we are always executing what we're talking about. So as far as content, like we just try to talk about things that goes on in our lives, honestly, truly, because we feel like other people would be able to relate to it. And it's been going good since. So honestly, I feel like we're doing something right.
So do you guys take turns? You just kind of come together and you guys plan for it?
Sometimes she'll send me some stuff, but mainly I'm like creative director for our episodes, like executive producing, and what we're going to talk about, like our main segment and stuff like that, which is fine because that's something I love doing. Right. But we do come together on what we're going to talk about and the direct. I try to leave some mystery in it for Tori, like as far as what we're talking about, just so we can keep everything really organic and really fresh as far as like our responses and what we're talking about.
Right. Yeah. Which I hope that the audience is.
I don't think people respect that though.
That's what I was gonna say, because I mean I feel the same just in just doing the same kind of line of work where we're in the media and we're putting our voices out there. Sometimes it's kind of touchy to know what your audience really is looking for to hear, especially that week or that period in time.
Right.
Because that always changes, right?
Exactly. I think the biggest thing is just making sure that whatever we do, it's not forced. That's always been our thing from the beginning. So like when we do episodes, like we don't want anything to feel too forced. Like we've had times where we did an episode and we had like technical difficulties and it was just like, we're not gonna redo it. Just scratch the whole episode because it's not gonna feel right. Forcing a joke is not gonna feel right. Forcing, heartfelt moments is not gonna feel right. Absolutely. So we try to be really in touch with our audience and what they want to hear and what content they would like to hear on a week by week basis. It's hard getting people to
interact, right?
Interact. Yes. Oh my gosh.
And give that feedback.
Yes. Like I've been slacking when it comes to like our social media. I mainly do like our Instagram posts and everything and just trying to get people like commenting on stuff that we talked about. Like having a podcast is like one half of the thing. Like putting out episodes is one half of the thing. But as far as generating people to talk about what you spoke about in the episode that week and going over and getting feedback and getting them to interact, it's like pulling freaking teeth. Like,
do you notice that with strangers or people closer to you, or
it's about even? Okay. Like our friends and stuff are our biggest supporters, and they always, anytime we have to interact or anything or need a post shared on Instagram and stuff like that, they share it. So big shout out to our friends for that.
Absolutely.
But when it comes down to strangers, I don't know, girl. I guess we just catch them on a good day.
Yeah, because they'll probably just reach out in the comments or
exactly.
Whatever. Okay, so with that being said, that's a little bit about the brand and how you guys are. So describe that versus like you in your everyday life or just who you are in general.
Honestly, truly, the podcast has become very therapeutic for me. Like, whenever me and Tori have a long week, we just get on the podcast and just share some laughs and vent and, catch up with each other. Like, honestly, every episode is literally any kind of conversation me and Tori would have with each other. Like,
got you.
Girl talk, just sitting there venting and going on, ranting and stuff like that. So it's like when we don't do it for a couple weeks, I'll be like, God damn, like, I need to get some shit off my chest.
Yeah.
Like, people need to hear what I got to say. Yeah. Like, that's how it feels sometimes.
So you get a little ranting.
I do. And I'm pretty sure the girls at work are tired of me ranting every morning about shit.
So yeah, like, cause like you said, so do you wait a period of time before, like when an incident happens in real life, before you want to bring it up on the podcast?
Yes, I do. Out of respect for other people. Okay. I mean, some stuff, if it's small, I do. Like I had a falling out with a friend earlier this year, and I waited like a good month and a half before I really talked about it on the podcast. And even when I talked about it, I didn't really go into full depth about it. Just having respect for each party, because I've heard podcasts and I've heard people on there talking about their personal lives and getting really into detail, and I'm like, of course you want to be open and vulnerable with your listeners, but then you also have to respect other people, because I know people listen to the podcast, and I don't want anybody listening to be like,
bitch, what you said?
This bitch talking about me. Like, who is she?
Right. Absolutely. Understood. So, how would you say, like, in the media, because, you know, as Black girls, you know, when you're speaking out, or I wouldn't even just say as Black people in general, because, you know, we're in the cancel culture area, you know. So, and we're all in the house and everybody's just on the internet and they're putting things out and content. Do you feel like you are able to just be your full 100% self in the media, or do you kind of have to hesitate, and how do you go about that?
I feel like even just stepping outside of the podcast for a second, even just like me and my social media, I'm very outspoken on my social media. I'm very outspoken in what I say. I'm very outspoken in how I feel and, you know, the things that I stand by. So, and I do feel like there's a stigma against me, and there's a labeling going on. Like, a lot of people have called me bitter. A lot of people have called me like a hard ass and, you know, being too blunt and everything. But and I tell people all the time, like, if you knew me in real life, nothing on my social media would surprise you.
Absolutely.
It matches every time.
It matches.
I'm like, and honestly, I'm very soft on social media, because the shit I say, like, when I'm around my friends, they be like, Daisha, you can't say that. And I'm like, well, it's just us here, so.
Right, because I know her in real life, y'all. So that's why I really brought it up. Like, because I know it could probably be rubbed the wrong way when it's perceived as strangers or just in general.
I think, like, as far as, like, my Twitter, I have a good amount of following. And I tell people, like, I have a good amount of following, but it doesn't. You know how, like, some people, they have a big following and they let that control them?
Yeah.
I could care too less, because that following doesn't pay bills. Like, I still got to. When I close this app, I still got to go to work. I still got to pay taxes, this, that, and the third. So I think, like, over, like, the past, like, not even couple years, like, past 2 years, I think, girl, I'm blocked by a lot of people on Twitter. Let's start there.
Why? Oh, just because
I speak my mind, and I share how I feel, and I'm not hesitant about doing that. And I just feel like a lot of people are sensitive nowadays, and I cannot stand it one bit, because I just feel like
I hate it so much.
I was raised to have tough skin. Like, people can say something about me, and even if I feel a way about it, I'm going to shake it off in their presence, and I'm going to go deal with it later. So I feel like, as far as social media goes, like, I feel like I'm just still, like, I'm going to say whatever I want, however it comes out, and other people are just like, I don't fuck with this.
Now, okay, so I know, you know, say what you want and things like that. It's your social media and stuff. So when you actually, what if you are just, you know, just venting or whatever, but you did actually say something that was kind of like maybe offensive? Do you care about those people that you probably offended?
I've learned to care, honestly, truly, because you never know, like, the things that you're saying. I've kind of, in the past, like, year or so, I've kind of taken on to be very careful about my approach and the things I say, because, like you said, we are in cancel culture.
Right.
And if it's one thing I learned with social media, they don't forget. Once that whatever you say, once it's screenshotted and once it's there forever. So I feel like I just try to watch what I say nowadays, like, and just like, and especially who I say it to and what I'm talking about, because some groups of people are so sensitive. So honestly, truly, sometimes I just opt to, like, sending it to the group chat and just talking about it that way versus putting it on the timeline or something like that.
That's a good idea. Vibers, take up on that advice, because everything doesn't have to go on.
I think the biggest thing people need to learn, you do not have to speak on everything, like, on your public profile.
Right. Just because, like, it's social media.
Just because it's there and it's happening does not mean you need to speak on it.
Right.
And that's the lesson I had to learn myself. Like, everything doesn't need to speak on. Like, writing think pieces on every single little thing, it's unnecessary. And then sometimes y'all end up looking goofy doing that. Like, just some things you just need to sweep under the rug.
Right. Like, if somebody posts something, a celebrity or something, and you under the comments commenting.
Mad and arguing with people. Like,
no one cares.
For one, they don't know you.
Right.
Like, when some people, like, go hard for, like, stuff that celebrities are doing, I just be like, are they cutting you a check? Is your house bigger? Are you driving a newer car?
Absolutely. Good questions. QTNA. Please.
And I have yet to get the answers, but I'm gonna let them slide.
It's whatever. Okay, so I had to touch on that because that's important. I think it is hard for us to kind of just speak our minds nowadays because you never really know who's going to be sensitive to what and what's going to take off this way or perceived as this way because people, it's just crazy with the social media thing. And we're in the media field, so
I think it's even worse as Black women because I feel like I don't know. I feel like sometimes we have this, we're just supposed to sit there and just look cute kind of thing. Like, and then when we do say something or when we're right about something and they don't want us to be right, it's more so like, oh, okay, they just pulled an angry Black woman card or the bitter Black woman card or the you're too smart for your own good Black woman card. And it's just like,
I have an opinion.
And I should be able to share that opinion.
Exactly. And if it's on your social media, that's my social media.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. So I feel like as long as you have good intentions behind whatever you're putting out, whether it's your opinion, whether it's commentary on somebody else's, whatever, because it is social media. So once you put it out there, it's open for public opinion.
Exactly.
So I think that as long as you have the good intentions behind it, none of the rest of the extra shit everybody tries to throw in there matters, period. So let's move on from that topic, and I kind of want to talk about because you mentioned your following and things like that, it doesn't pay the bills. Things like everybody thinks because somebody has 100K followers or whatever the case is.
Oh my God, this has been something I've been dealing with for years. Like, I tell people, okay, so my following started to really jump up around like 2016, 2017.
Okay.
And around that time, like, going viral on Twitter was like a thing. Like, you go viral back to back. I was going viral back to back to back to back to back. And even though all was well, and I never had an issue with it, but I don't think people understand, like, going viral, a lot comes with that. Like, a lot of negativity goes with that. Like, you know how, like, you'll see a post on, like, the Shade Room, and you'll go in the comments. That's what going viral is like. Those comments is what going viral is like. It's always somebody in the comments being negative. And like a specific one that happened was not too long. I think it was last year. Last year, it was two celebrities. I won't say any names or anything, but one celebrity decorated the house for another celebrity that they were with. And it was like, when you know celebrities and you know, like, they're flashy and they do this and they do that. So when you see them do certain shit and it's not up to par with how they perceive themselves, and it's just like, what I saw, it was for Valentine's Day. The decorations looked cheap. Okay, it looked cheap. And I just said that. And when I tell you I got so much backlash, they were just like, this is why men don't ever do anything for y'all, because y'all are ungrateful. And
this is the majority of the comments.
Girl, it was people literally going to find my personal pictures and like commenting under like my personal pictures, like just being insulting and stuff like that. Damn. And I was just like, all because you don't agree with my opinion and something I said about one thing. That's too much energy.
That's a lot for me. Like,
it is a lot.
Just because
that's like, because now I'm at the point where majority of people, I don't go viral as much as I did before, and majority of people have me blocked. I love it. I love it. I love it here.
Love this life.
Because it's just like, now I can tweet what I want again, and nobody is really checking for me. And it's great. It's great. But that period of time when I was going viral all the time, oh my God. And when you went viral, then people were like, oh, okay, if you can go viral, like, you must have something important to say. So people started following me.
Right.
So, and I tell people, and I've had people tell, oh my God, I've had people tell me, like, I bought my followers and da da da. And I'm just like, why would I buy Twitter followers?
Where's the receipts?
Why would I buy Twitter followers?
That's crazy.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah, no, the internet, people are bored, obviously, because...
Very bored.
I was just... No, okay, too much, like I said. So, okay, moving along, because I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. So... so you have that following, things like that. My point of even bringing that up is because we talked to some of our other guests on this show, and they're artists, so they're building their following as well, but they're paying for like studio times, things like that. What do you guys have to do to like, build that revenue as well, to be able to do that marketing and build that following that you guys have? Because
it's engagement.
Okay.
That's like, and I say that, I tell people that about my following. My following, it really means nothing, especially when, like, I have over 20,000. That 20,000 means nothing if I don't have anybody engaging with me.
Absolutely.
So your engagement means everything, and that goes for Twitter, that goes with Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Your engagement is everything. It all comes down to how many people are commenting under the tweet, how many people are quoting the tweet with a comment and stuff like that. And then with Instagram, it comes down to, how many people who are commenting, that you're responding to those comments, and are they sharing the post to their story?
Right.
Are they saving the post? Like, that's all it is. Like, you can have 200 followers and you could be at the top of the feed because under those
Your
200 comments, you have the engagements. Like, you have people under your post commenting and talking with you and this, that, and the third. That's all that matters. Like, when we see, like, you go on the celebrity posts and you see other celebrities under the comments, like, commenting and stuff like that.
Right.
They know the game.
Yeah.
They already know what they're doing. Because in my mind, I'm just like, why are you commenting when you probably have their number?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well,
I don't know. It'd be dumbass comments. It'd be dumbass comments like, we should go have lunch sometime. Like, okay, girl, what?
No.
Text that.
You definitely could have, for sure. So, okay. So, would you say that those engagements are, key to y'all building that following, and that just your engagements in general? Like, how?
Yeah, because I feel like engagement turns into steady, like, for our podcast, engagement turns into steady listeners, like fully engaging and getting feedback. Like, we try to engage on what we should talk about on the next podcast, just so we know what people want to hear.
Exactly.
And it translates into having somebody there for life, because I know a lot of people that follow me, a lot of the women that follow me, they're like, yeah, your tweets really help me and they're inspiring. So I make sure, like, I engage with them and I talk with them just so they know, like, I'm just like you.
Right.
Me having this following don't mean shit. I'm a regular fucking person like you. And if you need to talk to me, you can talk to me. Like, there's no reason for me to be acting like I'm really somebody.
Absolutely.
And I don't. And I feel like when people see, big followings, they're threatened.
Equivalated to.
They're threatened, and they feel like you think you're somebody, you think you're special, and like you're above certain things. And I'm just like, it's just a following.
It's just a following. So have you felt like that's gotten easier or harder during the pandemic, or?
No, it's gotten easier because people are at home and they're bored,
so they're
interacting more. But I feel like people have been a lot more nasty since they've been at home. Honestly, truly, I wish they would go back to work.
Do you feel like it's harder to build though, like to grow?
It is.
Okay.
It is. You have to be. Oh my gosh, you have to be 100% committed. Because, like I said, like with our wind down Instagram, like, I make the posts and everything. So I have, like, I got like 5-6 different apps that I use to make posts for the Instagram. And it's a lot. So then, like, once you go through all of that to make a post and all that graphic designing and creative directing, all that,
got you.
You gonna want people to engage. You're gonna want people to interact. Like,
you don't have to engage.
Like, I need y'all to make me feel like I didn't do this for nothing.
Yes.
So it's a lot, and you have to stay consistent. Like, if somebody knows, okay, every Wednesday the wind down is gonna post like a poll or something on their Instagram and this, but it's hard to balance that in your own life. Like, I literally, because I could be coming home from work, and on Wednesdays after we drop an episode, like on the Friday before, I typically do wine and discussions on our Twitter.
Okay.
So wine and discussions is basically, we just go over the episode and I ask, the people what they thought about each topic and each question, just so we can make them feel included in what we're talking about. Of course, you can't have every listener on every episode, but it's good to, like, hear them talk about, what they thought about what we were speaking about. Because a lot of people, They don't leave comments. They don't talk about things, all this and all of that.
Right.
So that basically, I try to do it. Everything is a timing thing. So I'm like, okay, I have to do this like 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night, because that's when most people are in bed and they're just on their phones, like just scrolling and everything. So I do it around that time, and I have everything queued up and drafted and everything. And then I got to sit up and be interacting with everybody, you know, making sure our engagement is up and that I'm talking to people, not just retweeting, just, you know, making a comment and da-da-da. And the same thing that goes with our Instagram. So that, balancing that, and if you just come home from work and it's been a long ass day at work and you're like, yeah, it's been a long ass day, but I got to do this too. But I got to keep going. This is something that I want to be bigger than what it is. I got to keep doing it.
Right.
So it gets hard sometimes. Oh my gosh, it gets hard. I don't think people, that's the thing I don't think people understand, because everybody
want to be famous, but everybody don't want to.
It's a science. It is a science. Like one of my best friends, she's a hairstylist, and we have talks often about like her marketing and everything. She posts 3 times a day. Dang. 3 times a day just to beat the algorithm. Commitment. Okay.
Good.
I don't
she
have
posts like herself. Like
I don't have 3 different posts to post each day.
Ooh, that means you gotta get 3 good pictures. You know how many pictures I take to get that one?
And whenever I look good, y'all, I'm gonna post a picture and y'all better hype me up.
And that's the only time though.
Exactly.
Just once in the blue moon when I get dressed.
Exactly.
So 3 times a day? Okay, yeah.
It's a lot.
But that's what it takes though to build and get to, like, if that's what you're trying to do.
And people don't want to do that.
Exactly.
They don't. I mean,
I think they're just gonna blow up one day.
Of course we wish it was easier, but it's not. And I feel like you know, a lot of people that beg for like the algorithm to go back to what it was. It's not. It's not. It's the reason they put it that way.
Making their money.
It's the reason they put it that way, because that's how people get their money. And that's how they make it harder for influencers to get their money. So when you learn how to beat the system and beat the algorithm and make sure that your post gets a lot of engagements and this, that, and the third, that's how the money comes in for you.
Yeah. And barbers, say thank you, because Daisha just put y'all on game.
I try.
If y'all are trying to go in that line of work, absolutely, because yes. So, what are some other good and bad habits, you know, that you feel like you've practiced throughout your building this brand in general that?
Oh, girl, I have gone to delete a lot of tweets,
like old ones and stuff
like
that.
Oh my god,
niggas is pulling them shits up with a quickness,
and that's why I go delete them. Like I've tried. I think I've gotten everything like from 2016 and 2015. For some reason, I can't get to delete my 2013 tweets, but anything I've like searched. The thing is, okay, I'm about to put everybody on game. You need to search keywords. And if you think it's offensive, delete it.
Yep.
Immediately.
Yep.
I don't care if
that's a good idea.
You don't have a big following or not. All of this stuff will come back and bite you in the ass. Like, you just need to delete it. Like the N-word. I got suspended recently for using the N-word.
On what?
On Twitter. On Twitter.
You are an N-word. I'm confused. Like,
it. Literally, I think I said something, and this is why I said it be some hating ass motherfuckers on there. Literally,
so
I
what,
said
did they
something.
report it or something?
They probably searched my @name and that word, and they literally went reported. Like,
y'all,
and I was locked out of my account for like, I couldn't tweet or anything for like 10 hours. Literally.
See, this is why we brought this up, because
a lot of people need to know.
It's crazy.
It is. And I'm just like, how you gonna tell a black person they can't say the N-word?
Right. Like, what the fuck?
Like, hateful conduct?
I feel like we should start a petition, guys. Because
like, if you see a white ass Abby, of course they shouldn't be.
Okay, so with all of that being said, how do you foresee the industry going from here on out, being that we're in a pandemic? Who knows how long it's gonna last? We got elections coming up. Who knows who the president's gonna be? You know.
Well, first and foremost, y'all niggas need to vote.
Period.
Like,
I'm not playing with y'all.
I know they've been shoving it down y'all throat, But honestly, y'all need to vote. For real, for real.
Like, this is not a game. Like, it is not a game.
None.
Have you voted yet?
I had to go pick up my ballot from my grandma's house.
Got you.
And I gotta go drop it off.
Drop it off. Yep. But it's done. It's gonna be done after that. But
right.
No, this is serious for real. Like, we really need to. So let's talk on, you know, where we see the industry going, and then we'll definitely get into the voting topic, because I definitely want to talk
as
about
far
that.
as like the music industry.
No,
or
just the media industry in general, because we're in the entertainment field. We're all, you know, maneuvering.
Because it's all digital now and online.
Exactly.
It's scary. It is scary sometimes.
Saturation is on the way.
Yeah.
It's on the way.
Yeah.
So,
like, I don't tune into certain things. Like, a couple years ago, I stopped watching the whole Love and Hip Hop franchise. I stopped because I just felt like it was very degrading to Black women and Black culture.
Okay.
And I feel the same way about the Shade Room. I don't care for it. I feel like, because I had a conversation with a friend and she was like, you know, it really just be the people in the comments. And I'm like, yeah, it's the people in the comments, but they basically alley-oop, and the people in the comments,
they giving them the content to talk the shit.
Absolutely. And I'm just like, they know what they're doing, and knowing that that's ran by Black women, it's very upsetting. So I think I feel like the industry is going in a very negative way, and it's not enough positive outweighing the negative. And
but nobody wants to watch that.
No, Misery Loves Company. Misery Loves Company.
So it must be a lot of.
If it makes them feel a little better about their life, they love it.
Well, I mean, so you don't feel like that has anything to do with the type of content that's being produced? Because I feel like we kind of have to take accountability as well. We feed into that.
People don't want to hear the truth. The lie is more entertaining. That's more true than ever nowadays. And just like with this whole I hate to say that because it sounds like it's downplaying, with everything that's going on in Nigeria right now within SARS, and a lot of people were upset because Beyonce hadn't said anything as far as the whole thing, and her publicist had made a statement on Instagram, and she basically was saying like, you know, just because a person isn't saying anything does not mean it's not going on behind the scenes.
Exactly.
And I think that's the big issue with the industry right now, because it's very performative, and people feel like whatever they're doing that's good, they have to show other people. Like, it has to be seen to be valid. And sometimes that can be true, but I always just felt like a lot of the philanthropists that we know, they don't go out of their way to constantly say, hey, I'm making sure I'm giving back and stuff like that. Like, you don't have to do all of that.
That's a validation and attention problem.
Exactly. And I feel like that's a lot of things that's going on in the industry right now. It's a lot of validation, and it's a lot of, you know, people want to know that it really happened. Like, did you see the post where Saweetie was speaking on the whole Birkin thing? And so basically she was on Quavo's live, and she was just like, you know, if he can't buy you a Birkin, send him back to the streets, woo. So people were making it like this whole thing, talking about, you know, not being materialistic, and that's what's wrong with y'all nowadays. And I was just like,
she got Birkin money though. Like, that, them people that was saying that probably they don't even have the savings account to be in that conversation.
But my thing was, did we not use context clues here? Like, if he's not doing anything for you, and it ain't even just anything, because the dudes that I mess with, they can't buy a Birkin, and that's fine. But if you're not doing shit for me at all, that was the whole basis of it. And it was just like, people focused in on the whole Birkin thing, and I'm just like, we know y'all can't afford Birkins. It's okay.
So you shouldn't have even commented. Is my point. Like, you shouldn't have been a comment.
Exactly. So I think that's where it's going. Like, people seeking a validation, and, you know, just needing social media to know what they're doing and that they're actually doing good in the world, and Right. And I feel like it's only going to get worse. It is.
Yeah, of course it is. Because now we're all at home.
Yep.
We're all on our computers.
Yep.
And from what I've seen in the span of like a couple of months, it's only gotten worse. So I hope we do, you know, look upon ourselves and do a little better, because we don't need to be putting more negative energy into the negative that's already going on.
Exactly.
So speaking of that, because we all have a fight that we need to be fighting, which is voting, like we said earlier. So how do you feel like, well, first of all, what do you want to see your president do? Or what do you
not
be
in office? Honestly, I tell people all the time, back in 2016 when Donald Trump went into office, like I fell asleep right before like an hour or so before they announced who won, and I woke up when when they announced that he was our president, and I literally was sitting there like, what the fuck? Like,
I didn't think,
like, can I wake up?
Yes.
And I was like, so we're really doing this? Okay. And ever since then, I've tuned it out.
Did you think it was going to be anything like this, though? Like today? Like,
I thought he was going to get assassinated.
Me too.
I did.
Me too. I thought the Simpsons were going to be right, but...
Honestly, when Obama came into office, I thought he was going to get assassinated, too. Because they were not happy about that.
Well, okay. But...
No, sis. I really thought it was going to happen. I was like, they didn't let a black man come into office. I don't think this gonna last long, y'all. Thought when he went for the second term, I was like,
yeah, no, okay, yeah, okay, the second term, I see what you mean. I see
the first term, they probably was like,
God
we're gonna get him out of here after.
Yes, we're gonna get him out some type of way, right?
But that second time,
it was over with. So
I just feel like somebody somewhere was like, your days are fucking numbered.
And they're probably still thinking it, because he out here still making speeches and speaking out against.
They probably do.
Their favorite president, their president.
Their president, because it's not mine.
Right, not mine. So, what would you say? Do you feel okay? So, did you watch the debate at all? Or I'm
gonna be honest with y'all. I don't get too far into politics because, especially when it comes to Donald Trump. Like before, when it was Obama, I can handle it because he's very intelligent and inspiring, and what he says actually makes a point. Sense. Donald Trump, I'd be like, what the fuck is he saying right now? Like, I honestly cannot do it. Like,
right.
When it comes down, especially when it's him speaking on like social issues or something very serious, even just him speaking on this pandemic, I was just like, this is the person we have in office. A global pandemic is happening, and this is who we have.
That's the same nigga that said, I just got a little Rona. It's almost gone, but it's not gone.
This is the same man that was agreeing with people injecting disinfectants in them. That's when I tuned it out. I was like, all right, enough.
Slow. Okay? That's all I got to say. So, vote actually is the last thing we're going to say about that. And we're going to move on to the trivia section, okay? This week, though, since it's, anniversary week, we're going to switch it up a little bit. It's just me and Daisha, just the girls. So, we're going to do trivia week. We're still going to give her the lyrics, right? But we're going to have a little girl talk in between, some discussions on the, topics of the titles and things like that, okay? So, you ready?
Now, how does this trivia work? Break it down for me.
So basically,
this is a little slow. So if I'm sitting here just spacing out, I don't want y'all to be like, what's wrong with her?
Okay. So I'm going to read some lyrics off to you, and then
are you going to sing the lyrics? Okay. You gotta sing. On the wind down, we sing. As horrible as we sound, we sing. So you have to sing for the anniversary.
Interview series.
Come on.
I don't sing, okay, and I don't rap.
I don't sing either. I sound horrible, but that's what we're gonna do today.
I'm gonna try. Okay. Just for Daisha, I'm gonna try. Okay, so the first one, let's see. I can't do it. I can't even think of where the lyrics is. Okay, so quick jump out before you let a nigga inside of me. I tell him where to put it. I never tell him where.
Megan.
It's
WAP.
Okay. Because you threw me off already trying to sing it. Y'all, no, the charisma is not it. It's not there. So she guessed it. So she already guessed the title and she guessed the artist. So speaking of WAP, bitch, let's talk about it. So, I'm sure you already got the WAP, okay? Like, y'all later, y'all gonna sleep as on Daisha, okay? It's thick.
It's official.
It's thick. But, so, in the topics of WAP, so how do you feel about morning sex or just interaction in general?
I don't like morning sex. It's okay. It's okay. Like, if he wants to, I'll do it.
Still not going for it. Yo, Daisha is mean.
I had a nigga wake me up to head one time, and I was just like,
but you weren't in the face, you know, you didn't have to smell the morning breath, no, none of that.
I had just woke up.
That's true. Did he brush his teeth?
No. But I'm when I'm comfortable with my partner, I don't typically care about those things because I'm just like, it is what it is.
True.
But I was a little caught off guard. Like, you know, let me at least really, the crust was still in my eyes. That was a problem.
Let me yawn first.
It was good though, but I was like,
it's not happening again. Okay, I got you. So what's your rules as far as like, since you said once you're really comfortable, where do you draw the line as far as raw dogging and not? Like, are you just dating and whoever you feel like you're comfortable with?
I'm one of those go with how you feel kind of things, because a dude I used to mess with the first time, that first like weekend we were having sex, it was all condom sex, and then the next time it was like we had condom sex like the first time, and then the second time, where was the condom? Don't know. From there on,
but we're gonna get going.
It is what it is. But we did make sure we exchanged our test results.
That's what I was gonna say after this. I was gonna let her say what she needed to say, but of course, you know, be safe about it.
I don't know. You can't do that shit with everybody though.
No, you can't. That's the point of me bringing it up. Like,
but a lot of women do, and it scares me.
I have a lot of friends that tell me, and which I had to ask because I was like,
and then they be having raw sex with niggas and the dick is not that good, and I'm just like, you just wasted the.
You wasted
the risk.
You wasted a lot. You wasted a
You
lot.
ran the risk and the dick was try. Girl, let me sip on that.
Go ahead, take it. Matter of fact, let me get some too. We're gonna move on from that one. So, speaking of, how do you feel about dating out of your league, though? Like, have you ever gone for somebody that
nobody's out of my league?
Oh. Period.
If I like him, maybe. Okay. All right. Let me be real.
Okay.
Because Trevante Rose is still a little out of my league. Okay. But if I see him on the street, I'm definitely shooting my shot.
Got you.
But nobody's out of my league. Any nigga that I wanted, I got him.
Got you. Okay. So, I mean, I feel like there are certain people, though, that you... I wouldn't say out your league, but there's certain niggas that I just wouldn't approach.
Okay, so being honest, I used to talk to there was this dude I talked to, and he like, we hadn't even got out the DMs yet. That's how you know. And I won't say necessarily he was out of my league, but it was just like, it was one of those things, like, we were having a conversation, and I honestly, truly, I typically end up dating dudes that are not college graduates, because the dudes that graduate and have degrees, girl, they act like they special. Like, they are just like,
or they still in college,
or they just like a higher caliber of man, and I'm just like, sir.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't finish school does not mean I'm still not that big.
How often do you run into that though here in Atlanta?
Not often.
Okay.
Honestly.
Just wondering. That was just a question, a little slight dig. So let's move on to our next song then.
Okay.
All right. No, I don't know this song, so we're not rapping this thing and that thing, okay? All these niggas hit me up when they be craving my attention. I ain't even let him hit it. Got him sprung when we just in a friendship, trying to claim me, but I can't blame him.
I don't know that one.
You want to take a guess? Maybe?
Mulatto?
No, but good one. It's actually for Millie.
God damn it!
It's not the way I said it. It's okay.
I had her in, it is how you said it. It is how you said it. And I had her in my mind.
That was your next guess? I should let you guess twice. Okay, so yes. Speaking of her then,
I love her.
I love her so much.
I love her.
I like her energy.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Like, turn her on in the morning, you know, you be ready to go.
Like when it starts, you feel like Flamilla shit.
Oh, yes, let's get it going. Let's go to work. Okay, so what's your ideal definition of dating, though?
I'm newly single, so right now dating is not in the stars for me. I feel like even when I was dating, I did not like dating.
Okay.
I just feel like
he's that type of person though.
I'm
not
very,
right now.
No, but I'm very hard to please. Like, and a lot of men don't like that because they want freaking cookies and claps for
everything,
and opening a door. And I'm just like, you were supposed to do that in the first place. But I mean,
so would you say that was one of the issues with the last relationship?
No, he was always a gentleman. It was our last. It really was communication, and we were just arguing a lot, and it got to a point where I was just like, yeah, we just need to chill out. Like,
got you.
Really.
Well, we won't get into that.
No, we don't.
So now that you're not dating right now, but when you do start back dating, or when you were, like, do you have a limit on your sex partners, or do you just?
Okay, so me and my friend had this argument.
What was the argument, sis?
She basically was like, I keep the same niggas around, and I do. I don't go too. I don't go too far out of what I know, and honestly, truly, taking a gamble on new dick it scares me. I would rather go where I know it's gonna be good, it's gonna happen, it's gonna be great. Like it will take a special nigga to make me be like, all right, let me up my body count. Like I don't care about my body count. I really don't. But I don't like my time being wasted, and I don't like bad sex.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna be mad as shit if I have bad sex.
Exactly. You done went out your way. You probably done drove goddamn 20 minutes.
You done shaved. You done got moisturized. You done put in your good perfume. Oh my god.
The dick appointment fit, everything. Anyway,
I'm disgusted.
Disgusted. Y'all niggas need to do better sometimes. Okay. Anyway, so with that being said, do you feel like cheating is a deal breaker, or do you no?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Okay.
So
just differentiate.
There's different levels. I feel like because I've had instances like in my last relationship where I have
cheated.
I am.
Okay.
I have cheated in the past.
I got you.
But not in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I've just done some stuff that was not acceptable. That's why I said it's different levels.
I got you. Misunderstanding.
Some women can take a man back after him going to fuck another bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Me? No. If I just catch you in a bitch DMs, we can talk about it. I can tell you, don't do that shit. That's embarrassing. Bitches always got something to say. That's that. If I find out you fucked another bitch, it's dead. It's dead.
No, I definitely agree, though. There is levels, like, because it's a number of different situations. Like, y'all could have just started out 2 weeks ago and just made things exclusive, whatever the case is.
That's usually what the prime moment when shit like that happens. So,
like when it's early, that's what you normally experience.
Because niggas don't know how to cut their bitches off. Niggas will full blown go on a date with one girl one night, and the next night they'll have a whole ass girlfriend.
I wish we had Dev here, because I would just want to ask, like, why do niggas do that? Like,
I don't know. It's weird. It's wild. It's chaotic.
It's
stupid. But somehow I love it.
You just told me we still seeing other people. Cool.
They don't like admitting that they see other people.
It's crazy. Like, y'all can tell us, and then we can just make our decision. Like, y'all got other pussy on the side?
No, they're just like, why are you okay with the fact that I'm seeing other people? Are you seeing other niggas? Yes, I am.
Period.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So next song, okay? I think I can do this one. Ready? Okay. Nope.
You didn't even try. You have to do it for one song.
Yeah. Now I'm curious what song it is. Okay. Back to back to regular programming. Bitch, you too slow, can't keep up. I took him, you see us. Pussy whipped, he too stuck, you lost him. That's your luck. That was the best I could do.
Say it one more time.
Just playing. Okay, so bitch, you too slow, can't keep up. I took him, you see us. Pussy whipped, he too stuck, you lost him. That's your luck.
I know this artist, but it's on like
just guess. I have other. From when I walked through the door, I been felt the tension. The nigga with the sweat and the hoes with the whispering.
I don't know.
City girls, I'll take your.
Fuck!
Okay, Daisha, I know you know all of these. I know you know all of these.
Y'all, it's the Patron.
Y'all, we have
Because I'm a City Girl fan.
For real, me too, bitch.
I'm sitting here like, that sounds mighty fucking familiar. Oh my God, gotta let JT down.
That's your fault. Look, Krisha, I knew. Okay, I knew. So trust issues. Let's talk about it. Okay. How do you go about it, like approaching new, or how have you learned really over the years? Because we're a little older now. We can.
Being honest, my trust issues with men is always like them handling their own shit. It's never like around other women. Because I think I'm a very confident woman. Like I've been like with my ex. We've been somewhere and like we're not a super like all up on each other type of couple.
Gotcha. Are you that way in general though, or does it depend?
We're just real chill.
Okay.
And we do PDA and stuff like that, but not like too hard. So we've been out like to like a friend game night or whatever, and it'll be like other girls there that don't necessarily know that me and him are together. And they've been like, you know, super flirty and da-da-da, like, and I'll just be like, well, bitch, she coming home with me, so.
Okay, so that's how you go about it.
Yeah, I'm a very possessive woman, but also I don't act crazy.
True, because you make sure that the man is responsible.
Yes, I spaz on him. I don't spaz on her. There's no reason for me spazzing on another woman.
Right.
None whatsoever. Because I don't want no woman spazzing on me, because that's goofy. Why are you spazzing on me? Because your man didn't make it clear that he's in a relationship.
Got you. So, well then, since that's how you go about that, let's see. So have you ever had to check a girl because, you know, she took it too far, you know?
I typically like to leave that up to him.
So you've never been in a situation where she knew like that?
I have, but I learned the hard way. Like that's for him to do. Like he needs to make it clear to her that you're his woman and she's out of line.
Right.
I shouldn't have to go about and do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Only time I need to step in is when he does it and she don't get it.
Got you. Yep. And I agree. Absolutely.
But I just feel like if that's something you got going on, you need to handle that. Because if it was a dude doing that, then I would need to check him. And if me checking him don't help, then you go right ahead and check him. But yeah.
So that's all we need to say on that. Let's move on to the next song.
Oh God. Let's hope I get this.
Oh God, for me. Okay. Headshot lower. I shoot a nigga, then I roll up. Rollie on my wrist, gun on my hip. Please don't say the wrong thing. You can get hit. And this is your partner's request? Because I know they just sounded, probably a little violent. This is one of her favorite songs. Think.
Goddamn, what the fuck did the bitch put?
Headshot lower. I shoot a nigga, then I roll up. Rollie on my wrist, gun on my hip. Please don't say the wrong thing. You can get hit. Pop smoke. Yeah.
Oh shit. Was that not mine? That was mine.
Was it yours?
Yes, it was.
Well, then
that's sad. It's the Patron. And it's probably because you're not singing it.
Yes, because that's what's supposed to make it hard.
No.
No, I just can't sing this shit, y'all. But anyway, so that was.
You didn't even do it in his flow. That's what's really kicking me right now.
Headshot lower.
I would have got it.
done. Okay, so with that being said, this nigga talking about shoot a nigga and then he gonna roll up after this and that, blah blah. Toxic.
That's why niggas end up in jail.
Okay, so do you feel like we gonna speak on the man for a little bit, but do you feel like how do you feel like that type of energy, affects them moving through their everyday life and just interacting with everyday people, girlfriends, friends, blah blah, like, cause that's a lot. You just gonna shoot a nigga and then you gonna roll the blunt, like.
Men don't deal with things like they're supposed to.
Yeah, when do they process?
They don't. They throw it on other things. That's the part.
Right. I think that definitely we all as a community need to pay more attention to that mental health in general, because if you shoot niggas and then just rolling up a blunt afterwards, seek help.
But that's what they do. It's crazy.
Obviously,
that's why I don't date hood niggas.
I love a hood nigga though.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Niggas
don't want hood niggas don't want what I want.
No, hood niggas is not the go. Okay.
They're a fun time, not a long time.
Right? They can't do nothing with me. Okay, cause I'm snitching. Snitching. I'm just playing, but maybe not. So next song, guys. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Just the other day, we had a normal conversation. Now we fighting, and he telling me he hates me, telling me I'm nothing. I just want to love him.
Is this some SZA lyrics?
Close. One more. Okay, let me give you a hint.
Okay.
A Halloween costume. If I was a fairy. Who would I be, maybe?
Janae Aiko?
Bitch. Okay.
Hey.
Tink.
Oh. I wasn't gonna guess that. I wasn't gonna guess that.
Okay, so Tink, that was the name of the song, okay?
She's always going through something with some nigga.
For real, like, so along the topic of toxic, she basically was saying, just the other day, they was having normal conversations, and then now they're fighting, and he's telling her that he hates her, and telling her she's nothing, but she just still wants to love him. You ever been in a, like, situation like that where...
Yeah, I left that nigga.
Eventually, right?
Eventually.
But the lyrics be so real, like, Tink gets it every time on point.
No.
I pray I never ever be in a situation like that again.
That's a bad influence on women. It's relatable, but it's a bad influence.
Relatable, like, but then you get to, reminisce on your dumb bitch days and, learn from your mistakes and grow and glow, so it's good to have those.
I hope all of you make it out to glow.
Me too. Okay, me too. So we're gonna wrap things up there. Daisha, do you have any final words? Do you want to leave the barbers with some advice, some shout outs?
Wow, I said so much.
You said a lot.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
No, it was great. I had a great conversation. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. My final words will probably be just watching what you say on social media, keywords, being consistent. If you want to grow your following, your engagement matters. Pay attention to your audience, and on Instagram, your insights when you should post and everything, and on Twitter, like what you're doing each post, and really releasing stuff when the timeline is hype and everybody can see it. Honestly, that.
Got you.
And my usual, fuck these niggas, get money, focus on you. If you're not benefiting you, if he can't buy you a Birkin, if you can afford a Birkin, send them back to the streets.
Period, sis. Period. In the words of Sweetie. So, do you have any shout outs? Do you want to?
Yeah, shout out to the Wind Down podcast.
Absolutely.